Okay, so this is a really nice area. Have you ever been to Bronzeville before?
I've never been to Bronzeville.
Okay, Bronzeville is historically one of the really, really populated areas for Black people. Oh, thank you for holding the door. My goodness. Gentlemen. Oh, this is really nice. Okay. It's big in here.
What's that right there?
I don't know. Then let's put our stuff down. Okay. Oh, look at this statue. You know what? You should Instagram this. This is really
That
nice.
is nice.
Hi, I'm Lori.
Lori Mariah, nice to meet you.
Hi, Derek.
Derek, nice to meet you. Derek, I'm Mariah.
Yes.
How was your trip?
It was great.
Good,
It was really
good.
great.
You must be exhausted.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but we're excited to see the house.
Awesome. So Derek's gonna take you on a tour. I'm just gonna be around the corner in the library. So if you need anything, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let's get started.
Let's go.
You follow me this way, guys. We're going to start in the back. I'll take you
Nice.
Wow.
Yo, is this an original fireplace?
It is. All the fireplaces in the house are original.
Okay, for sure. Nice.
I'll take your coat. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
These countertops are beautiful. I mean, marble.
Pretty cool. Yeah, look at the
This is
light
lovely.
fixtures. This
Yeah, that's
pretty
nice.
cool, yeah.
You know, I really like the two seating options. You have the bar and you also have the dining set.
You guys ready to learn a little bit about the house? All right, let's do it. So this room's significant. When we were doing our demo for the house, we found this window, and this was the original back of the house. The room you're standing in now in the pantry downstairs where I took your coats, that was added in 1915 during the Great Migration. And that's when this house was turned into a single room occupancy. It was split into 10 different units.
10? Wow.
Because when we were doing the demo, we what we call drywall now is called gypsum board, and it was stamped 1915. So we're gonna head on out. You'll just go up the steps. There you go. This was another cool find. It's an old photo album, and some really old pictures. I wasn't able to find out when.
is decent.
Wow, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that hair. That wouldn't work right now, right?
I could pull it off.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you'd be good in this one. I think that's you. That's you right there. Oh, nice.
Get you a little something like that.
That's a nice little get up, maybe. You never know.
So this is the master bathroom. Interesting fact in here: the tub is actually older than the house. The tub was made in 1851. We actually took it out of another one of our properties down on 46th in Michigan, and we had it refinished.
This is nice. It looks very heavy, though.
It weighs literally about a ton.
Sheesh, this is dope as well. Look at, you can shower yourself and everything. Yeah, definitely like a 1850 vibe.
Very, very vintage.
So this is the last interesting find,
For sure.
and this was actually all drywalled up when we got here, and so we were pulling down the drywall and found a Murphy bed.
Oh,
We refinished it and painted it, but everything's original, even the springs.
nice.
All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you to it. If you need anything, just let me know.
All right.
Thank you.
man.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
So what we finna do? You know what? I actually got a sweet tooth.
I do too. Hello? Oh, yo, Shada downstairs.
Oh, let's go.
I bet.
How are you liking Chicago?
You're loving it. We're actually really wanting something
dope.
sweet.
I know the perfect place.
Hey, welcome to Brown Sugar. We're located at 4800 West Chicago Avenue. This is our second location. We're serving the Austin community a little bit of the sweet life. Come on. So I'd like to show you my favorite cake. This is the Diana of our cakes. It is the caramel cake. And it is the cake that I think helped us get a James Beard nomination this year. Isn't that kind of cool? Southern Grandma cake getting James Beard nominations these days. The absolute favorite cake sold at Brown Sugar is the caramel cake. It is an extremely Southern cake that we take a lot of pride in. All of our cakes are 4 layers, which is, you know, how grandma's made them in the past, skillets and cut them, and look at that. You can just see how the caramel just runs down. Our cakes are beautiful because they're made with love. So when you have a slice of cake, there is absolutely, to me, a premium bite. And the premium bite is the first layer. I think when you try a cake, you should take that forkful that's near the top so that you get the frosting, the first layer, and then the second layer of frosting that's just under it. I think that when you put this cake in your mouth, what you should feel is nostalgic. You should feel memories. You should feel loved. That's what I'm going for. I just really want people to enjoy dessert. It's the last part of the meal, and I think it helps make memories. So I'm excited about trying cake. Want to try some cake? How come you taste so good? I said, yeah. So that's why it's Brown Sugar.
Hi everyone, I'm another one of your hosts for BookedIt. My name is Shada Cook, and in this moment we're going to take a minute to talk to our Airbnb owner Lori Wyatt, who is also a member of the Southside Builders Association, and talk a little bit more about the space. How you doing today, Lori?
I'm great. How are you?
Thank you so much. I am well. Thank you for your time and joining us on BookedIt. We really appreciate it.
Really happy to be here.
Great. So we just wanted to learn a little bit more about you and about the space. So just tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. Well, that's complicated.
We're here to listen.
So I came here from Detroit to go to school. I went to Columbia College for music, and then I did my first rehab when I was about 20.
Okay.
Sort of as a way to fuel my music habit, which is kind of funny, I know, but I kind of became hooked at that point. So that's kind of how I started in real estate, got my real estate license, sold real estate for a living, still continue to do music, like nights, weekends.
Sure.
So I did both for a long time. Always loved rehabbing homes, and then, you know, this one's kind of one of the bigger projects I've taken on.
Yeah, so with this one, I had the opportunity to walk around, and it's magnificent. So I just want to see, why this space, why this property? When you looked at this and you first saw this, and why were you like, that's the one? What drew you to this space?
Complete accident, actually. We had one Airbnb that, again, was a happy accident, and just ended up going really well unexpectedly. And then we got a second one. A friend of ours brought us a property and said, oh, this is like a short sale. You should take a look at it. And then I said, no more. We're good. We're done.
Pretty much exhausted at
Exhausted.
that point, huh?
And then Derek was online looking for another client one day, and he goes, oh, come see this. You have to look at this property. It's
That's always
unbelievable.
a good sign. The inhale.
So, yes. So I just said, well, we're not buying it. We can't. And he said, well, just look at it, please, please. So we looked at it, and I was just blown out of the water. And then I found out it was a Daniel Burnham home, and I was even more blown out of the water.
Yes, so for those of the viewers at home who don't know who Daniel Burnham is, can you just educate them a little bit?
Daniel Burnham was one of the planners of the 1893 World's Fair. He also was the architect for for Soldier Field, for the arch at the Union Stockyards, the Rookery, the Monadnock Building, which at its time was the highest, I think it was the tallest
standing
building, which is 11 stories, believe it or not.
So with this being a Daniel Burnham property, what are some of the things that stand out in this home?
Well, if you look at the front, it's got that bell shape and the rounded arches.
Okay.
So that's sort of one of his
kind of signature.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, this property was really in bad shape when we got it, so a lot of his scrolling, really carved pieces were lost. But you can also see, like in the paneling in this room, for example, just a lot of really beautiful detail, very ornate.
Sure.
I mean, the Rookery, if you've ever been in the Rookery, it's just like breathtaking.
I did my research on what a Rookery is immediately after this.
Yeah, well, people get married there because
Okay.
the staircase is this grand staircase that just rolls around, and it's exquisite.
with you guys rehabbing this and kind of just investing in it, what made you say, hey, we're going to use it as an Airbnb?
Really, the numbers didn't make sense as anything else. And that's why it sat empty for quite some time. It was boarded up for, I think, 3 or 4 years before we bought it. And I think a lot of developers looked at it and it just didn't make sense.
Kind of passed on it.
Yeah, it needed really, I mean, truly it needed probably $750,000 to $1 million in rehab. And if you really like took it down and then put it back.
Yeah.
And for new construction, you have to go another level on the rehab. Not that we didn't do it nicely for Airbnb, but new construction, everything truly has to be new.
Sure, for that to happen.
Right.
And so when doing that and in that process, did you guys run into any issues as far as construction or just the neighborhood or just neighbors or the community? How was that?
Yes and yes. All of the above. Construction issues, I mean, it was a challenge because this has been chopped up into, it was built as a lovely single family home for a prominent wagon maker in the 1890s.
Okay.
Actually, late 1889. And then in 1914, he passed away and it was chopped into a boarding house at that point for, there's a housing shortage for the Great Migration. So
we turned one huge house into
11 apartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it remained that way for 100 years. And so there were like little gas pipes popping out of the floor and bathrooms
Just
shoved in a
randomly,
corner.
yeah.
Random. So it was a lot of demolition. It was crazy. And we just kept finding more and more crazy things. And then for the neighbors, oh my, that was something. No, we were not welcomed, nor were we liked initially. No. This block has a very strong neighborhood.
Okay.
I think they call it a neighborhood association.
Sure.
Kind of. And they did not want Airbnb on their block. They just felt like they were concerned about the transient nature of it.
Okay.
And they wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be a party house, which that never was our intention. But it is a challenge because people will tell you 25 times that they're not going to have a party and then they have a party. So we've had to be extremely vigilant / I don't even know what the word is, but we've just really gotten
Instill some boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so I've walked through this space and a couple of my castmates have also walked through this space and I have found my favorite part of the space, which has to be that amazing clawfoot tub upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to know, what is your favorite part of the space and what in here kind of just brings you the most joy?
I love this room.
Okay.
The room that we're in.
Yay.
Yeah, because
Your favorite room.
Yeah. And so I spent all my time in this room with a blow dryer,
Okay.
a heat gun, and a scraper.
Okay.
And myself, my kids, whoever I could recruit, my friend Nick, we all sat in here and scraped the paint by hand off the walls so that we could restore this paneling to what it was.
It sounds like bringing this home and this space to fruition was truly, truly a village effort. And I just want to say we appreciate you. The space is incredible. And if someone wanted to view this space, where could they look and where could they find pictures or videos or anything like that, aside from this BookedIt episode?
Well, we don't have a video yet, but now, thanks to you, Jill.
Yes.
But the photos are on Airbnb and a lot of the other popular booking sites that are out there.
Sure. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for viewing this episode of BookedIt.